Hello and welcome to Smells Like 90's Rock. It's Sheila and Hot Toddy. We're back in. We're back at home this week. Oh, and I guess I should point out Sheila's here. It's been a little while since you've been here. I think it was the Ukraine show, right?
Was it?
I think so. Because 2 weeks ago it was me and Pork, but Janelle came with us and we did it live, and then we just did a best of last week. So yeah, it's been 3 weeks.
Oh man.
Well, we're here now.
I'm here. I made it.
That's right. And hopefully this will be the last week without Pork because his mother's move out date is this weekend. So hopefully everything will be taken care of and we can
Stop. I need to check in with him about his homes.
That's some stuff, man. We won't go too much into it because I don't know if he wants to talk about it. But let's just say that his apartment complex did him dirty, and
dirty.
That is some effed up stuff. And we've been talking to him about it, and hopefully he's going to get everything sorted out. But that is messed up. Is that even legal? Can they do that? What they did?
Yes, because they only owe him his spot until it's no longer his spot. And a lot of people are doing that. So because the housing market has exploded in Knoxville,
right,
as has the homeless population, the prices have gone up so much that a lot of landlords are raising their prices because they know like people can't get it any cheaper than what they're offering. And so they're like kicking people out because I know you've lived here 10 years and whatnot, but I'm going to double the rent. So.
Right. Yeah. Cause Pork has lived at that apartment complex. I think he moved in around the time I moved in there or shortly after, and he's been there the whole time. But for someone that loyal to just be kicked out, it's insane. I just don't understand it. But you know, when Pork told us this, Janelle and I immediately started looking too, and it actually helped us decide that we're probably not going to move from the apartment we're in because that was the plan. We were going to move when our lease was up in July and go to another complex. But that other complex has jacked up their prices to the point where it would probably be cheaper just to stay here. So it's insane. We pretty much made the decision we're not going anywhere and just stay here because that's how crazy it is.
Well, yeah, I mean that's kind of like the point is like everybody. I think like you guys were like, oh yeah, we can move and that type of thing, but. So the housing prices have gone up like a lot of places, the food costs and stuff. So Knoxville's like literally strangling people out of their homes.
Yeah.
I think if you're willing to live with like a kind of totalitarian person, you might be able to find something for affordable prices.
That's true. And you know what? Janelle is sort of a totalitarian person. She can knock people down a peg. So maybe.
There you go. That's how you found your house.
That's right. So maybe I'm in good company. Maybe we still can move. She could just ball somebody out and be like, hey, bitches, we're moving in. Deal with it. And we better get a reasonable rent price.
You know, I think what's going to end up is like our generation is going to start living in communes. Not because we necessarily want to, but because we have to. Right.
But that's kind of scary because that leads to cult activity. And I don't know.
I know, but, you know, I'm not a week he's going to be in a cult just so he can have a roof.
Well, true. But I'm not sure if I'm ready for cult activity. I need to process that before we get into that. I thought you were going to say, and I was going to more agree with this, that with our generation is going to end up being completely homeless.
No, I think that we're like, you know, like not intuitive, but like we have enough gumption to where we'll build our own communes together. Like, you know, the woods living people will go out and we'll build our own like huts.
That's right.
Like, group. And live that way is what I think about our generation.
What will happen to the original woods living people? What's going to happen to them?
You know, Well, we're not going to take over like their territory behind the Kmart. We'll plan our woods living a little bit more strategically.
Okay.
Because again, we're having several minds work on this to build our huts.
That's
so
true.
We're gonna know obviously that we can't go live behind the Kmart.
No. Where was it? Woods lived behind the Home Depot, right? That's where he lived.
Oh, was
I think it was. I don't remember. I thought it was.
I remember when I wrote the play. It was.
Here's the thing. Given if there's nothing in its place yet, people can go live probably in that Kmart.
I don't know how you'd get in, but
hey, you just break a window.
Yeah, maybe. Do you think Kmart's have windows?
Or something, or break open a door. Kmart's are pretty big, so I mean, even if you break a door, you might let the cold air in, but if you go back far enough into it, you'll stay warm and you'll be safe.
Yeah, but you have to be able to shut it enough to where people. Do you think they still have alarm systems in those type of buildings?
No, I don't think so. Well,
you don't have electricity or anything, so no. I guess I don't know.
See, I was getting ready to say I know that the Easttown Mall didn't, but then again, I think when they closed it down, but I think maybe they gave these people permissions because I think we've talked about this. Was it us or was with Miranda and Daniel? I can't remember, but I remember having a conversation about how I think it was with Miranda that people who have internet shows and huge followings. And their shtick is that they go into abandoned places or places just closed. A bunch of them came to Knoxville in those in that 2-year period when the mall closed and it was just sitting there. They would come in and they would do exploratory shows in the mall at night. And I'm pretty sure they got access to the mall. I think they were.
There used to be a police hub in the mall.
Right.
So I'm sure that they could have gotten or been granted access through that. And the mall also, on its decline down, it had at one point an alternative high school in it.
Seriously? I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was in where the old Dillard's was or something, or Belk.
What? I didn't know that.
So they tried to use a space, and before Amazon bought it, they were talking about turning it into homes for people who are homeless, without homes.
I do remember that, yeah.
And I was actually for that. I know some people in the area weren't, because that's bad. And I'm like, look, what it means to be homeless is without a home. So if you give them a home,
they're not homeless.
The homeless problem.
Yeah, they're not homeless anymore. That solves the issue.
I was like, I was for it.
Yeah.
Because then, the park behind my house would no longer have people bathing in the river.
And you wouldn't run away and fall down hills and things like that.
Exactly. So, I was all about it. But, Bezos came in with his pocket change, and was like, hey, can I make your people slaves here?
Yeah. I noticed there was a city in the U.S. that yet to have Bezos slaves, and I want to change that.